Hey, hello, and welcome to Just Like Me. I'm here with Maria. Is it Martinez?
Martinez.
Martinez, yeah. And I've gotten to know Maria a little bit better over the last month or so since we started doing the live meetups. And Maria's started attending them right from the beginning, and she's been a great presence there. So I appreciate your presence there. And we hang out on Instagram a bit too, as well. So thank you for being with me today, Maria. It's a pleasure to spend this time with you today, and especially, you coming right after work and spending this time with me. I appreciate that.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
The pleasure is mine and ours, the community's, to get to know you a little bit better today. So that we always start these interviews by finding out how you came to yoga. What was the pull for you, and when you started?
It actually started quite a few years ago. I wanted to start a practice, and in my area here, we don't really have a lot of yoga studios. It's more gyms and that kind of thing. And I did hear of a class in the gym, but I thought it would be too, something too fast, and I wouldn't be able to actually do the poses in that way. So about 4 years ago, I found a tape. And it came with a little block, and it came with a strap, and it said complete beginner's yoga. So
Okay.
I'm like, all right, I think I can do that.
Yeah.
And so I bought that, and I started doing that at home, and actually it wasn't too bad. She gave pretty good cues of how to, how you're supposed to be positioned, and I did that for a little while. And
do you remember whose tape that was?
I don't
remember.
I must have it somewhere.
Do you still have it? You don't know where it is? Okay.
I don't even know where it is.
Maybe if you come across it, if you bring it to one of our classes so we can see.
Oh, I will.
Yeah, okay.
But, it was very neat. It was very, it was like a couple small small poses and stuff, and something that I can actually do. So I was pretty
perfect
with that. Yeah. And I was very stiff back then, and I already had beginnings of arthritis and stuff, so my joints were very stiff, and it was a challenge trying to do it at the beginning, but the more I did it, the better I felt. And then I had a couple of health issues, and I wasn't able to do it for a while. And then when I went back to it, I started doing it, but it's like I wanted something a little bit more. And my daughter was like, oh, why don't you try YouTube? And I never really thought of going on YouTube to find videos. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I put in beginner yoga, and you popped up.
Okay.
And a couple people popped up, but yours drew me in because it's like yoga for real people, and I'm like, all right, real people. That was me.
Sounds like me. Okay.
And I think I started with I think it was 101. The beginners.
Yeah, that was the beginner one that I first.
And I loved that class so much. I saw a little bit of it, and then I got home and I actually did the whole class, and I was like, I can't believe that I actually was able to do the whole class. And I subscribed to your channel, and I found all your other beginner yoga videos by then, and I started doing those. At first, I was a bit hesitant to try your other videos because I thought,
yeah,
I can't, and they're
right.
too much for me. But no, the more I did it, one day I just said, I'm just gonna try it, and I forgot what class it was, but I was able to get through the whole class, and I was so amazed. And I'm like, I was like, all right, that's good. And I just started doing whatever popped up in my feed. I would, I'd click on that video. And then eventually I actually what I like to do now is like doing the whole series. Like, so I think I started with your Bennett's of yoga. And
that's a good series. Yeah.
I love that series.
It's a long one too. I think
it is
a lot of classes.
Yeah, it's like 20 classes.
Yeah.
It was great though. But like what drew me in more was like your teachings on, in each class. And, they just, I don't know, just called to me, and it just made me feel like I just started feeling better about myself. And when you came out with your inner critic series, I was like, wow, I think that was a big one for a lot of people.
That
was a big one. My inner pusher. I mean, it's a bully. It's a really big bully. And
I'll make a little confession here. I've started that series so many times, and I haven't been able to go through it.
Well, I went through it once.
It's a tough one. Like, I admire all of you who've done it, because that one, like, that's a psychologically, mentally, emotionally full on. And I know, who was it that said that they've done it a few times? Oh, Becky, her interview just came out, And
Yeah.
she says she goes back to it. I'm like, wow, that's impressive.
I actually did too. I mean, I did the first time around, I did the whole thing. And then just this year, I went and I did it again because I felt like I just needed it. You know, it was something that really called to me. So, and I've gone through changes this year, and I felt like I needed that.
Yeah, because you're a different person now. Yeah. And the critic can take on kind of a different quality and different voices too, right?
Yeah.
It's a tricky little person.
Definitely.
Tricky little person.
It's a bully, that's what it is. Mine's a definite bully, I tell you. But like 2 years ago, I guess, you gave so much to me that I just felt like giving back a little bit, and I joined your community, and it was wonderful. I mean, I started, I think I introduced myself, and you gave me a list of classes for my back, because I have a lot of back issues. And I started with, what was it? Upper neck, shoulder, and shoulder.
Yeah.
Two.
Upper back, neck, and shoulder classes. Yeah.
It was great. And then I followed that up with the posture one, and I did a list of them, and my back felt amazing for a while. It was a really good series to do. Now I see you have it on the playlist, so I'm just going to go back.
Maybe you helped me make it. That's often happens. People ask me a question, and then in answering the question, it helps me put together a playlist. So
well, that playlist is really good. It's a good. I also I don't know who put it on there. Because about after I joined your membership community, actually, my back just got worse. I've been dealing with back doctors and for a year and a half, and I wasn't able to do anything for a good year and a half actually, until this year again. So I'm actually going to start doing all those back ones again, because I find now I have to stop sometimes because I'll be in a little bit of pain, but it's been a lot.
What's the diagnosed issue with your back?
Well, what they say is I have arthritis in my thoracic spine, but it's also degenerative disc disease. I have some colitis up there, but they can't really. I'm in pain, and they're like, oh, there's nothing else. I can, we gave you medication.
Pain.
Yeah.
So this is a really important point. When there's pain in a particular part of your body, it's sometimes, it's often counterproductive to work in that area.
Right. Well, yeah,
sometimes it's best to leave it alone. So if you're having, thoracic spine is the part of your spine that's connected to your rib cage. If that part of your back is really bothering you, it's probably a good idea to move to another part of your body, like your hips, your legs.
Yeah, but I didn't realize that back then. When I
for people listening, right?
Right.
Like if you're having a heck of a time with your shoulders, go to your hips, go to your feet. And because the more you kind of hammer on an area that's already irritated, it's like, yelling at a child that's already wailing, it just doesn't really work.
Basically. Yeah, I went through a long period where I couldn't even do anything, or I'd start a class and I'd do a couple poses and then I'd have to stop. But the one class that I found that really helped me was that a restorative class that you have. I think it's 171. Yeah. I kept on going back to that one because of the bolster and being posed that long. Yeah, it would actually relax my back.
Yeah.
To the point where I really liked that one for a while. That's all I could do sometimes. I would start with that class and just hang out in whatever pose it felt really good for me at that time. Child's pose, or even what was it? One that they were on our side and just bending the side for some reason. That would alleviate the pain a little bit. So that was fantastic.
Yeah.
But I was doing that for a little bit, so I can just at least do something. I need to move a little bit, at least to stretch out the area. But now I know. Now I would have, done that, just going and worked on my hips maybe, or done something else. But at the time, it was went through a lot of months where I couldn't do anything. You just basically go to work, come home, and sit in the heating pad and taking pills and not doing much of anything else.
Yeah.
But now,
when you're in it too, it's often difficult to find solutions. I know when I have migraines. It just feels like I can't do anything. And I actually have a list of like, I have this list that I made of things I can do to help myself when I have a migraine, because there are things I can do, but when you're in that much pain, you forget.
Yeah. You
Like,
forget, you do. And
yeah.
you're just like, you can't have to stand back. And sometimes you're like,
yeah, you don't even know what you can do. But when you're not in pain, it's useful to kind of make a list of things that do help. You know, like things like drink a glass of water, take a painkiller. Like, you know,
like you're painkiller before you're like, it's bad. I mean, you know, because I'm the type of person, I hate taking pills, and I hate going to doctors, and I hate taking pills, and that's the one thing that's never been, you know, different. I hate doing it, but I found myself, okay, now you have to take this, because you know what, if you don't, then you're going to be really bad. So
I know. Or, you know, make an appointment with your acupuncturist. Like, I don't know, there's all these things you can do. You just forget when you're in that much pain, right?
You're in that much pain, you don't think of anything except being in that pain, and
it's all consuming.
That's when I, the inner critic, just like, I was like, my inner pusher is pushing me to do things. I'm actually supposed to be sitting down and relaxing and trying to ease the pain, but you can't sit still. You just, sometimes I should slow down and relax and take a moment to just sit, and I can't do that. I have to do things. I have to continuously do things.
And on the list can be like, reach out for help too, right? Like, reach out for support. You can ask your teacher, like, this is what's going on, and most often I'll probably send you off to the doctor, but I'll find out what you've been doing and then make suggestions as well.
Yeah, but I didn't even think of reaching out to you or to the community, or it's like you turn inward and you can't see beyond. You know, this is what you have.
And the other thing is, we always think we have to do yoga too, right? And there's so much within the scope of yoga, which I know you know now, that you can do that isn't actually
yoga.
Moving.
Moving. I didn't realize that back then, but now I do.
I know. People tell me all the time, oh, I've got this fill in the blank going on. I can't do yoga. I'm like, actually, there's so much that could be happening.
There is. And I didn't realize back, you know, when I was going through this for like that year and a half, and I'm just like, all right, at the beginning of this year, or after I went to a doctor, and he's like, oh, there's nothing really I can do for you. I told my husband, well, I'm going to have to start thinking beyond what they can do for me, and think of what I can do for myself and how I can help myself. And that's what we basically did. Because the area was inflamed all the time. It was, there was inflammation back there all the time. And I went to a nutritionist, and I lost some weight, took everything off my diet just to see if there was something that was triggering the inflammation. But the weight loss did help relieve some of the pain. So that was a good one. Mm-hmm. And as I felt better, I started doing a little yoga again. That's when I started doing the inner critic a little bit. And like, I would stop. All right, if I'm doing something and it's hurting, I would stop and slow down a little bit, and then go back to something, you know, go to some other pose that actually wouldn't, you know, cause me pain. And that seemed to help. And I've been dealing with it like this now. Like, every now and then it gets, you know, bad because of the weather changes, or because, you know, I'm overdoing it. That's where I have to slow down and start thinking, okay, you know what, maybe you shouldn't be doing that stuff. Maybe you should slow down and sit down and relax, instead of always having to do everything and having everything done, because that's who I am. That's who I say I am. So
having everything done is really overrated.
It is. That's where letting go comes really well. Let it go. That's where I love your classes, because you're just, it's like, you know, you have to let it go. And I'm just like, yes, that's exactly what I have to listen to. I have to listen to myself.
You know, this has been like probably my greatest lesson in my life. So, you know, I'm telling you guys, it's the same for me, you know. Yeah. There's nothing more satisfying to me than checking a box off a list.
Me too. I'm so like, I have to have my list, and in my head is that running list of things that I must accomplish today, and I have to check them all off, or else I'm not happy.
Yeah, but at what expense, right?
I know. It's crazy.
It's pure lunacy, right? Because
It
it just comes at such a great expense to our physical well-being, to our mental well-being and emotional
it
well-being.
does. It does. It's not, nobody else is criticizing me or telling me that has to be done. It's me.
Nobody cares. Yeah.
Nobody cares.
I know.
Nobody else
I
cares.
know.
It's
This
me.
is like this ridiculous list of must-dos somehow that we've
Yes.
created.
Somehow, even though you're in a whole lot of pain, you have to accomplish this today. And in my head, if I don't do that, then what have you done today? You haven't done anything. Even though you've done a whole bunch of other things, you just didn't do everything.
I know, and the irony of that list too is that some things are weighted more important than others. So if you actually do things that are more valuable towards your self-care, no, that doesn't get a giant checkbox on your list.
It does not. No, it does not.
that
was a small one. That was a teeny tiny one.
That doesn't even get, I'm sorry, that doesn't even make the list on my list.
No. It's like, what are you doing for yourself? Yeah. What are you doing for yourself? Not really a lot. That's why it's like, no. You have to think about it. And I'm trying to think about it more these days.
Yeah.
And say, no, you know what? Maybe that doesn't need to get done today. Maybe you can sit down for 5 minutes and, relax. But it's harder said than done. So for me, it's harder said than done.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I appreciate your honesty, and I am sure that people are listening, nodding their heads and laughing, and it's their shadow that's laughing, because I'm sure everybody can relate to this 100%.
Yes. Yeah, it's crazy.
And it is crazy. Yeah.
We drive ourselves insane. That's what it is.
Absolutely. Well, I'm curious if you've noticed the shifting at all, because one thing that you have been involved in over the last little while is the somatic meditation, and I'd love for you to speak about your experience with that.
Oh, that's been the
I'm
one
just
thing.
I'm gonna close this window because can you hear that leaf blower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's
tell me about your experience with that, and how that if it has shifted things for you at all.
Well, it has. I haven't. I never thought meditation could be, or I could do meditation, because I can't sit down for large periods of time.
So why is that, first of all?
It's the pressure on my spine.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
So I even find that sometimes when I'm doing a class and we have that little seated meditation part.
Yeah.
I have to go and I'll sit in my rocker, or I won't sit straight because it'll cause pressure and it'll start tweaking my back, and it'll start getting in pain. So when I first started the classes that I wanted to do medication, but I never thought that I could lay down and do the practice.
I know, because like when we talk about checking the boxes, it doesn't feel like it counts, right?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't feel like it counts, but it does. It's done so much for me as a whole.
I know.
It's crazy because you do relax so much more,
right?
Flat on our back.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the sound of your voice. It's so soothing. It's just now it's just like I lay down and I'm just.
Now your body knows what to do.
Exactly. And you said at the beginning that, sooner, our body will start to know how. I mean, the first time we did it, it took me a while for my mind to calm down, because stuff kept on popping into my head, and I had to clear my head continuously. But I found by the end of the class, I was so relaxed. Even my face felt so relaxed. I never thought we carried so much tension in our face.
Yeah.
And we do. We carry a lot of tension in our face. And I was so relaxed. I couldn't believe how much. And I didn't feel like we did anything. I mean,
well, we didn't, right?
No.
I mean, when people say I can't do yoga, like what we are doing, for those people who haven't done the somatic meditation that we do in our live classes on Mondays, we lie on our backs for 20 to 40 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, more or less.
And we practice letting go for that entire time. Yeah, letting go of tension from our bodies.
Yeah, definitely.
So there's a lot happening.
There is a lot happening underneath that we don't really see, but when I get up and when you tell us the meditation part is done, sometimes it doesn't feel, I mean, you get up and you're still dazed because you're so relaxed. It feels like you're waking up from a sleep, like a deep sleep, because your whole body feels relaxed. I mean, sometimes I don't even know what to say how my practice was, because my head is still just, but it does relax. And for me, I found, like, I was between work and home and all the pressure I put on myself, sometimes I was always stressed out. My level was up here somewhere.
Yeah.
And since we started doing the practice, even though things are stressing me out, I'm not there anymore. I'm maybe down here. And even with certain things happening this week, my stress level is still down here. It's not up here where it used to be. And I don't feel that anxiety, that thing inside of you that you can't relax. And I haven't been sleeping well, like, for a while, and it's all the stress in your lives. And for me, it's helped me connect with myself again. I feel, I don't know, it's just a feeling I have inside of myself that I'm connecting with myself more. I can feel, I'm acknowledging what I'm feeling more, to the point where now when I'm talking to you and I'm telling you, this is actually, I can understand my lists, and I can understand all this stuff, all the stresses that I'm putting on myself. And, I can, I don't know, it's a feeling inside of you that you're connecting more to yourself and to how you actually feeling inside of yourself. Because sometimes you don't even know how you're feeling. You just, it's your day-to-day world that you're just in the, moving and in the motion of doing things and not really connecting how you're feeling. I mean, sometimes when I'm doing a yoga video and you're like, how you're feeling in the pose, and sometimes you're not even acknowledging how you're really feeling. But now I do any of your videos, and when we stop to how are you feeling and how is your emotional body, and you're actually, all of a sudden you're connecting to that. And where my experience before was, maybe, but not really. But now I feel it more. I actually feel my body.
You're able to access that now.
Yeah, definitely. And access my feelings more, and actually feel my body, feel inside of my body, because before, I don't think we're even there. It
was kind of walled off before.
Yeah, definitely. But now I'm finding more and more I'm actually feeling myself. And at first I couldn't even feel my toes when you were talking about our toes, and now I'm actually feeling my toes and each individual toe, and as we're moving up our body and relaxing every part of my body, I'm feeling that part of my body. And it's from the beginning to now, it's like a whole new ballgame. It's great.
Yeah. And the other thing that I really hear you saying that stands out to me about this practice is that you are seeing how, and this is kind of, you've been talking about this, it's been a narrative since the beginning of the interview too, how, and it's not just you, it's all of us, how we are responsible for our, through doing this kind of meditation, we start to realize how we are responsible for the tension that exists in our own bodies. Basically. And so when we come out of this meditation, we start to see, we experience a new level of relaxation. And then with that new level of relaxation, we realize, we start to see the ways that we layer the tension back on. And we don't want to go there again. And with that awareness, I think we start to have this heightened ability to see, oh, that's where I'm layering the tension on. Yeah. Okay, I'm with the awareness, as I always say, like my teacher Michael Lee always used to always says, with the awareness, there's that choice. Okay, there's that place that I always get hooked, and I always start to get tense. Do I want to get tense here? Is it worth it? Is it worth all this pain in my body? Not really. These people are going to behave this way regardless of my behavior.
Right.
So maybe I'm just going to recognize that that's going to happen regardless of how I behave. And I could get all wrapped up about this and get into pain, or I could recognize that that's just how it's going to be and I can let it go.
Yeah.
And I notice that's true for me as well, that I start to see where I'm getting hooked more, and I start to see myself go into those patterns. And then it's like, okay, look who's doing this. It's not them.
No.
It's me.
We
And
try.
I have the chance. I was calm.
Mm.
I could still stay calm. So I could choose a different way now.
Yeah, definitely. That's basically what I'm seeing now is just, oh, I drive myself crazy. You need to let go. You need to
Yeah.
let go. And that's my new practice. My new goal for now. It's just letting go and not going there anymore and pushing that back and saying, oh no, you know what? Maybe you don't need to do this today. Maybe you need to sit down and relax for 5 minutes. That's why I go back to the somatic meditation class all the time at night. I'll do some yoga and I'll say, all right, turn down the lights a little bit and I'm just going to do this and relax. Because it actually, and my shoulders kind of tend to tense up and it causes the pain as well. So by me relaxing my shoulders and relaxing my body, it's easing up the pain as well. So I've been doing that and it has helped a lot. I'm thankful for that. So being grateful.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I appreciate you speaking about it because, as I say, you've been with us with that somatic meditation since we started, and I know it's had a huge impact on your life as well. So, the other thing that I do hear you speaking about, and I know I've witnessed through your experience of it too, is that it's allowed you to connect with the part of you that is already relaxed, that is already your true nature. And I hear you speaking to that as well, that there's nothing that you really have to do.
No. But I was finding that since I was dealing with the pain for so long, that when I first started doing the yoga and with you as well, I felt more of a connection to myself and more of an inner peace that I with the pain just drove that all away.
Mm-hmm,
And that's why I liked what was it, maybe September, or when I did your beginner yoga classes in August.
Yes.
That was the first time I actually did yoga 31 days straight, which was great to get back into that practice. And I said, this is what I need to do. I need to connect back to my yoga and connect back to myself. And I felt so much better inside that I said, this is exactly what I need. And I've been working toward that. When you came out with, oh, we're going to have a live meditation class, I was like, oh, this is great, because this is exactly, maybe this is what I need to connect to myself a little bit better. And it has. It's been the one thing that I've noticed from the beginning is that connection back, inside myself, and an inner peace that I hadn't experienced for a while.
You'd already deepened that commitment to yourself previously by coming to your mat every day for 31 days.
Yeah, I did. Yeah. And I was finding that connection, I was finding that was great. I hadn't done that in such a long time. And I was so appreciative, and I'm sorry, this is great. This is what I'm going to continue doing. And I've been trying to. I didn't realize that you have so many smaller classes. I've been doing the longer videos all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I should have come back on the membership site a lot. Because you have so many videos that are small. I could do a small class instead of a longer class.
Yeah.
But I didn't even realize that until now.
Okay. So let's go there in a minute, but I want to know first, before we go there, I want to know what you received prior to coming to the somatic meditation by making that commitment to yourself to do the 31-day beginner practice. What do you feel like you came away with after you did 31 days of the beginner classes? What did you receive for yourself?
For myself, I did, well, the commitment to me was a big thing, because since I hadn't been practicing regularly, since all the things where my back started, um, I actually came away with a lot of feeling of, it was actually helping my back a lot, to tell you the truth. And it wasn't like like the classes were simple.
Mm-hmm.
And especially, I forget what class it was. It was just preparatory poses.
Yeah, people love
And
that class.
that class was amazing. I finished the class and I couldn't believe I didn't do that much, but yet my body was so relaxed. And for once,
I think there's a lot of lying down in that class too. So
there was.
that speaks to what you were saying before about the class that you really like, the restorative class, that there's a lot of support. So
Yeah.
there would be a lot of support of the ground with that one.
There was, and it relaxed my back so much. I was completely amazed that a simple class like that would have, where certain classes, even the beginner classes, certain twists, or there were certain poses that I was finding it was tweaking it a little bit to the but at the end of that 31 days, I was so amazed at how my body felt, how well I felt. And I was starting to feel that connection again to myself, that I said, this is great. I'm going to start continuing to do more regular yoga practice every day. And I've tried to do it every day since then, to tell you the truth. But now that I know you have smaller classes, I'm definitely going to try to do smaller classes. Sometimes I also I haven't had that commitment of doing it every day. And sometimes I don't have a large period of time that I could dedicate to myself or to my yoga practice.
Well, it's interesting because your reason for becoming a member was to give back to me.
Yeah, it was.
It wasn't to find more classes.
No, it wasn't.
So you didn't come in and go, oh, let me find the classes.
No.
So
and it changed. And since the 2 years that I joined, the whole format has changed too.
Yeah.
So, where before, I don't think you had them under short videos or long videos.
Yeah, we were trying to make it easier and easier to find your way around.
Yeah, now you actually have the shorter videos, so I can actually, all right, you know what, I'm going to go over here
and
do that. And another class that I really loved as well was your morning class. It's 25 minutes.
Yeah.
And I was doing, at the beginning, when I first found your classes, I was doing that one almost every day. And I'll tell you, that class is just amazing. Doing your intention at the end of the class was.
Let me share this one. Ooh. Oh. That's not what I want. That's what I want. You're looking at the membership. Yeah. Okay. So this one is in the short video section. And I think it's right at the top for you guys.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, I love that one.
Thanks for reminding me that that's one that's got the intention setting at the end, because in January, we're going to be really focusing on intention setting in the membership community. So I'll just put that in the little memory bank right now to add that to my intention. I wonder if that is on the Sunculp list. If it's not, I need to.
I don't know. But I love that one. Because you do the class to begin with, and then at the end, you're setting your intention for the day. And that's amazing. That's a great practice.
Yeah, Tina McIntyre, who I interviewed too, she spoke about intention setting and that she does this one every day too. So yeah, it's a good one that way. So you're hanging out in here now, are you, Maria, in the short?
Yes, I am.
Do you have some favorites in here?
Not yet, but I'm going to try to do, which one I really like is the first shoulder short that you do with the I think a lot of it is part restorative, because you're trying to bolster and
yes,
that was a really good one.
Yeah, I find the names of these unfortunate because they don't describe what happens. It's just
I think it's the first class.
Let's see. Yeah, there's all the props and stuff. Yeah,
that's the one.
It's I need to go back and rename them so you have a little bit more idea what you're getting into them. Rather than 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. That would be helpful.
That one's a good one. I really like that one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You don't do the DYC then, because the Daily Yoga Connection is all short videos through the week.
I didn't know you had that on there.
That's okay. So I'll show you. And it's a nice way to have the videos chosen for you, and they're somewhat, seasonal and timely.
Right.
So if you come to the daily practice section and choose the daily yoga connection, then and also the thing right now that would appeal to you is that we're working through the somatic meditation somewhat. That was last week's. But this week, so you know how there's the 10 points, there's the feet, the pelvis, the
Right.
torso. So this week we're in the torso. And so it's all classes to support that part of your body. We started with 3-part breath today. And then there's all classes to go through to support you in opening up this part of your body.
I like that one too. The morning sequences, the upper back and lower. That's a really good one.
Do you have the props, like the slow-mo ball and the soft foam roller?
I actually just got the slow-mo ball because I didn't have one. But I do have the soft foam roller, and
so you're all set then.
I'm all set for that. Yeah.
You'd be fine for this week.
Yeah.
And how do you find the soft foam roller and the slow-mo ball for your back, out of curiosity?
It really does help it. It does. Releasing the tension in my upper back and the lower back with the roller when I do the morning sequence one, the rehydration.
Yeah.
That's a really great one. I just got the slow-mo ball last week. I actually haven't had a chance to do the inner core one. I did it once before, and I skipped the part.
Yeah, and that's a good thing to do. If you're missing a prop, just skip the part where the prop is, because you don't have to skip the whole class.
No, I did most of it with the roller, and it was amazing. It was great for my back, actually. I liked that a lot.
Well, if you like the Intelligent Core class, then the Connecting with the Ground of Yourself classes are shorter versions of that class, because that class is really long. So I know on the days that you have to go to work, that's kind of hard to fit that kind of thing in. So in this week, I put a lot of those classes in, a lot of the Connecting with the Ground of Yourself classes, and they really, so this one, Storing Your Energy for the Day, is the slow-mo ball all in and around the torso, which is really nice. And then the Connecting with the Ground of Yourself class, again, slow-mo ball, I think it might be very similar actually, this one. But the soft foam roller, these kind of take apart the Intelligent Core class, shorter. So this one's 27 minutes, this one's 15 minutes, and uses those props, which is nice for the days that you have to work. And it works with the psoas, which, one of the things that you said, which is interesting to me, like I get that it's a thoracic spine issue and you've got spinal issues, but because of that, and you said, one thing that you said to me that really stood out was that this side lying really helped you. So to me, that really is lengthening your QL. So I'm sort of, my hunch is that when you're in pain, your QL is shortening, but your quadratus lumborum. But my guess is too that probably your psoas probably shortens too when you're in pain. And these classes probably getting into the psoas will be quite helpful. Can't hurt.
No, it can't hurt. When I did the Intelligent Core class the first time around, I did find my back relaxed a lot. It was even like laying on the foam roller at that point where we were just laying on on your spine.
Yeah.
For some reason, I came out of that class. I didn't do the slow-mo ball, but I did the rest of it.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that's great. I felt such release up here, and not just my hips, but everywhere. It was great. It was great. It was a great class.
That tool is, I'm trying to think if I had to choose between, I know, me too. I'm trying to think if I had to choose between my bolster and my soft foam roller.
I don't know.
I
don't know which one I like better. I love all my props.
I know. Me too. I'm like the princess and the pea with the props. I got to have them all. But I don't think I'd want to be without that soft foam roller, because
That's
But
an amazing prop. Yeah, that's an
yeah,
amazing prop. That's
when I
great.
get the pain in my back, that bolster is not going to help me.
No,
I mean, the bolster
no.
is really nice to have,
It
but
is, and it just the rolling
the
on
soft
your,
foam roller, it's going to solve problems.
it solves a lot of problems. I can actually feel my spine like lengthening, and I hear little cracks in my spine as I go along, and it just feels such relief afterward. It's great.
Yeah, when I showed my Rolfer the soft foam roller, because he was curious what I was using, he's like, "Oh, that's such a great tool to articulate the spine." I'm like, "Really? That's what you get out of this?" I'm like, "Look at how much is happening with my fascia." He's like, "But that's all he saw with that tool." And I thought that
No,
was very strange. I was like,
that is strange because the fascia itself, I mean, your
"I know
whole,
you're hydrating the fascia. There's so much, but
it's so much happening at the same time.
I
When
know,
you finish the next class, I mean, I'm trying to drink a ton of water as I'm doing that
yeah,
class, and when at the end of it, and I'm laying on the floor, my whole back feels like it's just right there. It's right there. Where before, something's lifted,
I
something's
know,
right.
I
At
know,
the end of it, you're just right there. It's great.
yeah."
It's great. I love that foam roller. That's like one of my favorite. I like everything that I mean, I've invested a lot in props because I love bolsters. I love all these different things that it helps so much when you're
It
doing.
does. And when you think about the cost of the foam roller, I know it's a big investment. Like I think it's $70 US, but it costs
It's
me
worth it.
to go to see my rolfer. It costs me more than $100 for a session. Like, so I have that. I can use it anytime, every day, multiple
Right.
times a day.
Yeah.
Whereas it's like, I mean, what my rolfer does is amazing. But if you go for one massage, but this is like your own massaging tool at home. You just,
You're basically massaging yourself.
yeah, yeah.
I love that tool. That's and when you're in a lot, like when I was in a lot of pain, and I took the foam roller and I just I did as best I could, and it helps so much to relieve the pressure in your spine and in your fascia itself, because it's like those little knots that you have from holding all that tension in your back as well, and in your shoulders and in your neck. It's just great. A great
Yeah,
tool.
it is.
The best tool ever.
So we're going to be doing in February, we're going to be doing fascia February. So if you don't have one already, make sure you get them in February, because we're going crazy in February with,
I can't wait.
with the tools. We'll just all be so loosey goosey then.
Can't wait.
um, do you have any other favorite areas in the membership community that you want to?
Well, I like to read the posts that people. I don't respond a lot, but I like to read the posts that people put.
How do you do that?
I go on, what is it, the yoga on your mat? Is it on mat?
Oh, on my mat today, yeah.
Yeah, I read.
Lurker.
Yeah,
That's okay. So that's in the daily section too. That's a great thread.
yeah. I don't post, but I like to read what people are doing, and
It is nice to hear it. Do you get ideas of what to practice there?
sometimes, yeah, I do.
Yeah, people post a lot about their practice here. I love hearing about it too.
It's like I don't know anybody, but I feel like I know people just by reading what they're writing.
Sure you do. And have you met people here in the live class now that you read their posts before?
Yeah, Michelle. I saw her interview as well. Yeah. Hannah. She's an amazing woman. She really is.
Yep.
When I first saw her interview, I couldn't believe everything she's been through, and she's so upbeat, and
Yep.
it's amazing.
Annette's she's been a member since the spring, and she looks like a up and coming poster. I think I'd say watch for her. I've been enjoying her posts recently.
Yeah, there's a lot of people on there. Claire, who was the other one?
Sadrine's another new.
Yeah.
Sadrine's another new member who definitely watch. She seems to be posting a lot. Who's this girl? She posts all the time. So annoying.
I enjoy reading your post as well, Melissa.
Yeah, I've been posting a lot about my practice, and then lately I've just been feeling a little bit more reserved about posting about my practice. I've been feeling the pain that you guys feel at the end of your meditation when you get up and you're like, I don't know what to say. That's how I feel lately about my practice. I get up and I'm like, I don't know what to say about this.
No, because you feel so much, during the practice, and you really don't know what to say. Your head's still fuzzy from, I don't know. It's just being relaxed and it's crazy.
My experiences have been they feel kind of far out there lately too. Like I've been having visions and seeing things, and I'm like, oh, is this just getting way too far afield? So, I haven't been posting it, and I don't know. I probably should be honest, true to my experience. Yeah,
you should be. I mean, I enjoy listening to Michelle all the time because she has experiences, exactly. And I feel for her sometimes because I see that she's in pain, and you don't know what to say sometimes. But you can. She goes through so much in her practice. Sometimes it's amazing.
Yeah, that's why I haven't been posting too. It's been like that a bit. So I have to trust that, and I always trust Michelle and her experience too. So I can trust you guys and trusting my experience too. But it has been a little out there. Yeah,
it's what you're feeling. Shouldn't be. You shouldn't have to
censor it. Yeah,
censor it.
Yeah, or hold it back. Yeah, because no doubt other people are having experiences like that too. So
it's true.
It's true. It's good to post about them. It can't always be I had this feeling in my toe, or like sometimes it is just this crazy white light and vibration, or it is like that.
But it's what you're feeling. You should be able to post what you're feeling. We're all going through different stages of our life too. I've had a lot of issues with my emotions for a while, and when I started menopause too, it's just everything came to the front, and I had to deal with a lot of my stuff then. And but you have to deal with it, and speaking about it is healing as well. So don't censor yourself. Just let us know what's happening. So then maybe we won't be like, oh, maybe this is too much.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. It's very true. Yeah. You're right. Oh God. I'll be back on track tomorrow. I'll show you know what I'll do? I'll show you guys tonight. I'll show you some of the stuff, some of the art that I've been doing that came right out of my meditation. I'll show you tonight.
Good. I'll look forward to it.
Okay.
I'm looking forward to my practice today.
Yeah. Me too. So you look on my mat today. You like looking at that. Is there anything else that you want to share about how you interact with the membership community?
Well, I don't really interact with people too much. I kind of feel, I don't know.
You come to the live class every Monday. That's huge.
I know, that's all. That's kind of like out of my comfort zone, right?
You don't seem out of your comfort zone when you come there. It's lovely having you there.
Thank you, but it doesn't feel like I'm not very, I don't like putting myself out there too much, because I don't feel like what I say is very important sometimes.
Okay, that is the biggest bunch of hogwash I've ever heard. You are a beautiful contributor to the Monday live classes. You come every week, and your presence is very appreciated, and we love having you there. That's a beautiful group of women that come to the class.
It is. And I'm trying to make that time for myself.
You have to make that time for yourself.
Yeah, I'm trying to, like my yoga practice every day, or doing the meditation class with you. Time for myself, and to connect to myself. And I don't care who doesn't like it, but it's going to be my time for myself.
Exactly.
For once, because all the rest of the time it's me doing things for everybody else, not for myself. And I feel like I need to at least do one thing, and that's my one thing.
Yes, you are worthy.
My husband doesn't understand my connection to yoga. He's like, oh, you're just too addicted. I'm like, I'm not addicted. I feel so much more than I had before doing the meditation and doing my yoga and spiritually everything. It's just, I feel so much more than I have before, and it's something that I need for myself. And
he must see that you're a better wife for him, more available for him, more present for him when you're practicing.
I'm sure he does, but it's just like, oh, you're taking time away from being with me. I'm like, I'm not. I'm taking time for myself.
Yeah,
that's what's important too. I have to have some time for myself where I can connect to myself, so I can be, better for everyone else.
Yeah,
and be there for everybody else.
So it's disrupted a little bit of a family pattern then.
A little bit.
Yeah.
I was really caring.
He'll start to make the connection.
Really?
Yeah. I'm sure he has things that he does.
He goes hunting and he does fishing and he does his stuff. And I'm like, no.
He has his own fire gazing.
Exactly. So sometimes it's time for me to do something.
That's right.
And yeah.
And it's important.
It's important for myself.
It's important as women that we carve out this space for ourselves, and we're going to be talking about that tonight, actually.
Ooh, good.
Yeah.
I look forward to it.
Yeah. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what your life is like off the mat? How, a bit about where you live, what you're doing when you're not doing yoga, that kind of thing?
Yeah, sure. I live in Harrison, New Jersey. It's a small town, but in the middle of a lot of big cities, Newark, Jersey City. And so it's always a lot of people around and a lot of, but I like going for walks at night with my husband and our dog. And I hadn't been able to do that for a while, and I'm starting to do that again.
Nice.
Yeah. And going down the shore. I love going for walks on the beach, and just sitting by the beach is just so healing. I love where you live. I just saw your blog today, and God, I would love to live there. Such beautiful scenery.
Yeah, we love where we live too.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I like doing that, going for rides down the shore, and I'm a bit of a crafter. I like knitting and crocheting, and I spend a lot of time doing that or reading.
And you work full time too, right?
Yep. So it's hard to find time for yourself.
Yeah, like I'm really impressed for all of you women that work full time and still make, carve out the time to look after your families and yourselves like that.
And it's hard sometimes, and that's where
it is.
All that stress comes in, because you're trying to do everything.
Yeah.
And be there for everybody, and also make time for yourself. But sometimes that time for yourself doesn't really happen because you're so focused on everybody else.
Yeah.
That's why I'm trying to niche out time for myself by, all right, I'm going to sit here for half an hour and I'm going to knit or crochet something, and I'm going to do my yoga practice, or I don't really watch TV too much, or that kind of stuff. I like reading as well, but I'd have to carve out time for myself to do things. And it's important too for ourselves.
Yeah, you really do. And I think those things really have to go to the top of the list. Otherwise they don't.
They fall off the curve. Yeah. No, they fall off, you're too focused on taking care of everything else. You never focus on yourself. And sometimes you have to take care of yourself. That's why at the beginning of the year, I kind of set an intention that I was going to try to do some yoga. And that's where I was doing the restorative classes. And I was going to try to, fix myself, because nothing else was helping. You
had to take that responsibility.
I had to take responsibility for myself and say, maybe this is going to work, or maybe that's going to work. And I've been doing that this year. And I'm looking already forward to next year's intentions. And I'm trying to, and now that I see that you have so many small videos as well, I'm going to try to have a yoga practice every single day, instead of just saying, oh, I can't carve out an hour or 50 minutes, but maybe 10 minutes, or, a 5-minute class, or maybe just doing a couple poses on my mat, that day, and that's what I'm going to try. That's going to be one of my, intentions for next year.
So this
because I
is in
find
January when you set that intention.
I did, yeah.
It's worked
Yes,
out well.
it has. I've fixed a lot
Seems
of
like it's
problems.
been a real shift of a year for you.
It has. It's been quite a year, quite a roller coaster of a year. Quite a roller coaster. But at the same time, like I've reached a stage. We're in November, but I've reached a stage of I'm feeling so much better, and I've had days where maybe I'm not in that much pain anymore, or I can go through maybe a whole day without actually being in pain, and that's it. I'm
huge.
grateful. Yeah, it's huge, and I'm grateful for those times now. And
Yeah.
you start feeling a lot of gratitude for when you feel better, and when you take things for granted, because I've been focused on just the pain for a year and a half and nothing else, and now all of a sudden you're like, all right, I'm grateful that I can go for a walk.
Yeah.
Or go in the car and go for a walk down the shore, or sit by the beach, because last year I didn't even get the chance to go down the shore because I couldn't go for a car ride. I couldn't bear sitting in the in chairs there or anything else. So it's huge. This year
It
has
is
been
a huge gift. That is huge.
It's a huge gift that I'm feeling better, and I'm thankful. And I'm thankful for you.
Yeah, well, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for you, and I'm grateful that you've experienced this shift too.
Yeah, it's huge. Yeah,
it's really meaningful.
Yeah, it's good. I'm pretty happy with that.
I bet you should be.
Yeah, it's a relief out of my head too. It's like being in that. You get so depressed, and you get so focused on just the pain. Yeah, that it's not. It's not great. I mean, I haven't really been in your, looking at all the different videos that you have, but I see now that you guys, one's for depression and one's for anxiety, and I'm just like, oh, what was that? I should have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, like we say, it's hard when you're in it, right?
Yeah, it is. It's very hard when you're in it.
Yeah.
Now that I'm on the other side, it's good. Good.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, anything else you'd like to add before we say goodbye for now?
Not really. I'm good.
Okay.
It's been good.
You survived.
I survived. I'm on the other side, so I'm surviving. Yeah.
So, anything you want to say to anybody who might be nervous about doing one of these interviews?
No, it's not as bad as you think. I was actually pretty anxious at the beginning.
Yes.
I didn't know I was going to say it coming out of my mouth, but you make it very easy for us. You really do.
Yeah, it's just me.
I know.
I'm just a human being, just like you.
So you have more practice being on camera and talking to people, and you're very easy to talk with. So
yeah. But look, I don't even do my makeup or hair anymore for these. I'm just showing up.
I'm still in makeup from work. So.
Yeah, you look nice.
Because usually when we do our meditation, I've already washed my face and just.
Yeah, I know. I love how you guys come. Some of you guys come all showered and in your pajamas, ready for bed. That's great. So I'm like, you know what? It's just us.
It's just us.
It's just us. The only time I really put on makeup now is for when the videos go out into YouTube land. That's when I get all gussied up now.
And I still love those classes as well. What was the other one that I did on the other day? The one on balance. Jesus, that was crazy. I didn't realize how unbalanced I was.
Yeah. Did you do the new balance one? Or
not yet. I haven't had a chance this weekend. Yeah. But I plan to.
Yeah. That one I really challenge you guys. I ask you to get unbalanced. So it's similar to the first balance one, but yeah, people were just, their socks were blown off on that one too.
It's that was crazy. Similar. Yeah. I can't wait. I haven't had a chance this weekend. But I definitely have it on my list to go and do that one. Yeah.
So, and then what we're going to do is we're not going to just do, because I said we're going to do a balancing series, but what we're going to do is we're going to alternate between that and more, so that they're very yang style, those classes, because even just kind of the mental focus that it takes to do that is very yang oriented. It's very outward oriented. So we're going to balance that. We're going to do 2 series at once. I've never done that before, but we're going to do a yang series and a more yin oriented series that's more internally focused, called Moving at the Speed of Your Body. So I think that'll be good, because I think to just do class after class after class like that would just be like, everybody be like fried after a few weeks.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so, because I find it very hard to stay in balance in some of those poses. But
And
it
that's
was
the whole point of
fun.
balance, right? Like
Yeah.
there's no point in coming into a pose and just being perfect. And that's the point that I really drove home in the last balance class.
Yeah, you did. And then the endurance class as well. The endurance class,
That was such a good class.
that was a great class.
I couldn't believe how well you guys received that. I thought that it was going to be like, that happens to me every time I teach a class that I think, oh man, nobody's going to like this class. Everybody's going to hate it. Everybody's going to turn it off, and then everybody loves it. That's what I thought was going to happen with Intelligent Core, and that's like everybody's favorite.
Oh my God, that's my favorite. I love that class.
So I'm always so wrong when I take my biggest risks. Everybody
follow your instincts. Your instincts are great. I love,
yeah.
and I love how
I teach from like the depth of my.
Well, it shows, and when you do our meditation class now, that you just
now that I'm not going on
great.
Yeah, it's good.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
Cool.
Love it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna let you go have some dinner, so you can
come back to our
and
meditation.
and relax and get into your comfy clothes, so you can come back and do some meditation.
Look forward to it.
Yeah. So I'll see you in a couple of hours.
Yeah, you will.
Thanks for doing this interview, and I really appreciate you taking the time to let everybody get to know you.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you for inviting me.
I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.
Bye.